Bam! There it is. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your man, Jelani JB Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show, back in the building once again. And we're going to be talking about sports. We're going to be talking about some movies and some TV shows. Let's just say that, among other things, NASCAR, all this good stuff. But before we do all of that, I got my man, Big Mo. He's in the building. What up, Mo?
Did you miss me, JB?
Varnell Hill, yeah. We miss you, Varnell.
Hey,
Yeah.
what do you say? Is a lake in the back, and the catfish are delicious.
The catfish are delicious. It's a little different.
What's up, JB?
I'm good, man. I'm glad you're back, man. We got a lot to talk about.
We do. I got to get my rhythm so I can get into it. So yeah, it's a list of things that we got to dig into.
It's just like riding a bike. Just like riding a bike.
Right. That's right.
We'll be right back in it. So let's jump right into it right now. First thing and foremost, we are going to talk about the Final Four, but before we get to the Final Four, there was a game that led up to the Final Four that was kind of a big thing, which was UConn at the last second, literally beating Duke in this game. So we already know how it played out, and there's a lot of questions that is remaining. Maybe we'll find some answers to it right now. Here's what I'm going to say about the whole situation. Now, I know, the Boozer twins and, the younger Boozer, people put, kind of the turnover on him. Yes, he committed the turnover, but here's the thing. He didn't turn the ball over 19 times. Duke had a 19-point lead, so let's not try and just pin it on this kid. His brother could have just held the ball and got fouled and all this stuff. What it was a great game. And Mo, you can come in on here. It was a great game. UConn battled back. Here's what I want to say about Duke, and you tell me if you agree or what you have. The thing I'm going to say about Duke is what I was going to say at the beginning. If we were talking about this before the game started, could Duke get off to a good start or a great start? Because their last two games, that was their problem, getting off to a slow start, and then they had to overcome deficits in the second half, and they didn't do that. So I'm like, okay, cool. They have a lead. Maybe they have put it together, and then they went to total opposite. You get the lead, and then you lose the lead. So to me, Duke had their problems in the tournament, and it just finally came and bit them in the butt. In which I was telling people is that, hey, you can't play like that in the tournament because one of these teams are going to catch you. And that's exactly what happened. UConn caught fire. They kept fighting. They got back in it. And Duke made the mistake, and UConn made them pay. So I think it was a great game, even for, Duke losing the game. I give credit where credit due, but UConn beat the number one overall team. They had, a lot of number one rankings throughout the season. And this little either slow start, or this fall off in the game is what really bit them in the butt, not that last play.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a better game than I thought it would be because I called a blowout. I called a straight blowout, and I'm never wrong with my predictions. I had Duke blowing out UConn, but it didn't work out that way. I mean, you got 8 turnovers in the second half that gave up, 16 points or whatever. UConn 4 for 5 from 3 in the second half. So it just flipped around. And you can say, okay, well, Duke had control of the game throughout the entire game, which they did. UConn got the lead late, but it was what it was, man. Just to watch either if you want to call it a collapse or if you want to call it a comeback. I mean, whichever way you want to spin it, both happened. So
yeah, it happened.
So it was a game of the week.
Yes, it was.
Game of the week.
Game will always that game will always be played when March Madness start up every year. It encompasses. Yeah, March Madness. So we got a Final Four that is left, ladies and gentlemen, and that Final Four is one. UConn, where we just talked about, they'll be taking on Illinois, and you got Michigan, who will be taking on Arizona. So somebody's going to be playing in a championship game after this weekend or coming into this weekend. So I'm going to give you my picks right now. I'm not going to wait or anything like that. I was going to say Duke because I thought Duke would, win this, but UConn won. I think UConn will be able to still ride this wave going into this Final Four matchup with Illinois, and not have, that what do they call it, hangover, if you will, because they didn't blow them out or anything like that. So I'm gonna say, Mo, I got UConn in it, and come on, bro. You already know.
I'm just waiting on it.
You already know who I got. You already know who I got. Now, here's I got Michigan beating Arizona. It's not going to be easy. Michigan, the one thing that Michigan has had going for them, which is, it worries me, but they've been putting up 90+ points. They've been putting up points on everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think, I'm not going to sit here and expect Michigan to put up 90 points. If they do, great. I'll be ecstatic, for it. I do think they'll win. I think that Big Ten championship loss to Purdue did something to them, kind of a la what Michigan did to Ohio State, beating them at the end of the season. It catapulted them to really think this thing could be over. And we got lucky that we lost in the Big Ten championship and not in the tournament. So I don't think they're taking it lightly. I think they will come out there. I think it still will be a good game. I'm not going to, act like Arizona is not a good team at all. These are the top 4 teams. But I think Michigan will prevail. They've been able to overcome all season, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And, of course, that's my team. And I'm going to say it's going to be a UConn-Michigan matchup.
You know what?
Watch your mouth. You could be off as soon as you got back.
You wrong, but you only half wrong.
Okay, so you taking Illinois.
I got Michigan too. Michigan too. But Illinois is big. I think they're too big for them boys, man.
Okay.
And I think I don't think people are giving them enough credit right now. I think they got them playing little brother in this tournament as far as the Final Four go. And everybody's still on the little UConn buzzer beater high right now. And I think you're gonna get the Michigan. I think you're gonna get Illinois. So
okay.
That's my pick. That's my pick. I got Michigan taking it all, as much as I hate to say that.
I like that pick.
I got them taking it all.
That's the one thing I think we've agreed on. I think in months that we've agreed on. Michigan taking it all. I like the sound of that. I like the ring of that. I like the tune of that.
You agree on everything. You agree with all of my takes. You just don't say it out loud.
You're right. I don't say a lot out loud.
You refuse to say it out
loud. Oh, what we got going on? So Final Four, check that out, man. We'll talk about what happens, after that. But let's move into Mr. One, Michael Air Jordan, Mr. Michael NASCAR Jordan. Recently, there was a lawsuit that him and Denny Hamlin were trying to get some changes in the world of NASCAR. Now, Mo, I'm not going to act like I know everything there is about NASCAR and all that stuff, but I really did think that this story was interesting, just because of the changes that came about in the world of NASCAR. And Michael Jordan was a big proponent, of that. And there were some things that I did not, know when it came to NASCAR. I just thought that, because you got these NASCAR people, I think Jimmy Johnson and why am I drawing Dale Earnhardt Jr., among other names. And silly me to just think that, oh, these guys, they're just going to be in NASCAR for the next, however many years. But it's like, these are not what I want to say. I always looked at them as like they were franchises. Like once when you're a part of NASCAR, you're always part of NASCAR unless you do something crazy. But if I'm understanding this story correctly, is that wasn't always the case with NASCAR. They kind of had control, and it was this whole monopoly that they were talking about. So the reason I'm really, and Mo, you can come back here. The reason I'm talking about this is just NASCAR is a big thing. And for Michael Jordan to come in and to make to catapult these changes, I'm sure others had parts in it, but I think the name Michael Jordan and what they were trying to do, because he even talked about, saying, hey, I may get kicked out of here. He could have got blacklisted and everything, but to make these changes of what he did, I just think that's amazing because to me, it's like someone coming in, Tom Brady coming into the NBA to say, "Hey, y'all need to make these changes." And it's like, well, hold on. Just because you the man in the NFL, you don't do that, in the NBA. And that's how I viewed it. Like Michael Jordan going into that world, I felt there was going to be people that just like we got to let him know like this ain't the NBA. This ain't the shoe
Mhm.
game and all this stuff. We run it here, and for him to get those changes and be one of those proponents for it, I just think that was amazing to really just show what that dude was capable of. Him and Denny Hamlin, was part of it as well. So I was shocked.
Here's my question. Why wasn't this done before now? Right? I get it. It's Michael Jordan. It's a big name. You won't find many polarizing figures in sports bigger than Mike. But he's not NASCAR. At least at the time when he come in. He's Michael
Right.
Jordan, the NBA star, right?
Mhm.
Who probably knew very little about the inner workings of NASCAR, but there were other people who did. I'm just
Well, he
curious
said
to
he
know.
did say he knew about NASCAR. He
Okay,
found
okay,
out about stuff about NASCAR once when he got there,
right.
but I think he knew quite a bit though.
Yeah, but you see my point though. I mean, like you
Yeah, yeah,
mentioned other
yeah,
other names, that were involved before Mike, and I'm just curious to know because clearly, I mean, everybody, I mean, Danny Hamlin, he's a racer, right? So
yeah.
it's people in the sport that understood the monopoly that was going on, everything that was taking place, and the wrongdoings that were going on. So I wonder why nobody
Mhm.
challenged it before now.
You know what? I believe that people challenged it, but I do believe
Yeah.
like I was reading this off of heavy.com. Some things they were just saying before the lawsuit, drivers race without insurance or a union
What?
to protect them. Like
Wow.
I just thought that was a given, in the sport that you're putting your life on the line, that insurance would be
Yeah,
there
that's
as well.
crazy.
But then what's that?
I said that's crazy.
Yeah, and then they were just saying, because they basically came to an agreement or settled out of court. They were saying under new charter rules, each NASCAR race team would be worth roughly 60 million more than before.
Mm,
So I think part of that, and again, I'm not a NASCAR person, so if somebody know NASCAR, school me or correct me on anything that I say. I don't think anybody had the resources that Michael Jordan has. And then also, I don't think I name those names like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, and all them, but I don't think any of them were billionaires. That I
no,
think, you know, that in itself. I
nah,
mean, Joe
not
Gibbs,
Cal
remember
Penny or
Joe
none of them.
Gibbs had success there and everything, but I mean, as far as like the what Joe Gibbs net worth and all that stuff and all I just think that played a part in it, that like Mike had the some of the resources that maybe others didn't, and he said it himself, he was ready to deal with being kicked out. So I think
Right.
some folks, this is what they got. They don't have something else that they're going to do. So he wouldn't want to be kicked out or blacklisted or whatever, or they get rid of him. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, I didn't want this to happen, but I'm still Michael Jordan. I still got, this other
Mhm.
stuff, where it's someone that's a driver or someone that's a team that's there could be like, if this is it for us, there's nothing else, for us. This is the sport I love. So I'm gonna not bark as loud. So you had
He
you had
said
a
it
big
himself.
dog. That's what I look at. You had a big dog that didn't mind barking and didn't have anything to lose.
Yeah. I mean, but like he said it himself. I mean, if I didn't feel like I had a case, I wouldn't be suing. But
Exactly.
keep in mind, you're talking about a guy that's worth more than the sport itself, right? You go back and you look at the numbers. I think Mike may be worth more than the sport itself. I mean, I don't even
Right.
know. They got these tracks that
You got a
I
lot.
know. Yeah, he got a lot.
You
But
got a
part
lot.
of the suit was the possibility of them having to, I don't know, either lose their tracks or redo their tracks or whatever. But I think
Mhm.
now you got like other leagues that can use. I don't know how. I don't know all the details,
Yeah.
but it seemed like a lot. It seemed like a
So,
lot. That's why I question why it hadn't moved forward before now. But maybe Mike had the
yeah.
resources that other people didn't.
I
So
think so. And it's just amazing because yeah, NASCAR ain't no, local or regional, type of type of
yeah,
industry. Like this is major, major. There's a
yeah,
lot of money that's involved, in this sport. So
yeah.
it's
But if
crazy.
you're fortunate enough to have somebody like Michael Jordan come to your league, listen to that man and let him, help you take that thing global. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it
Yeah.
is. I think you're
Expand
about
it
to see
out.
some good stuff come from that. I might start watching now. I'm a NASCAR fan now.
Oh,
23-11. 23-11.
23.
Let's go. I'm locked in. I'm a fan.
Ah, well, speaking of fans, let's talk about one of the shows. We'll end this thing on something that we're fans of, and that is Paradise. Yes. So uh today, the final should be the final episode of
Finale.
season 2. So I haven't watched it yet, but we're gonna talk about, what has transpired so far. So Mo, you're all caught up. So I guess there's something that sticks out to you.
Yeah, I got a list of things I'm seeing looking at it right now. I got
Oh my
questions.
god.
And I don't even know if I want to start with all of them at one time. But excuse me. I'll say this. I don't understand the random the random messages about Jane that was sent to the Circuit City employee. You remember what I'm talking about?
Mhm. What?
Like what am I missing?
I think that's just a coincidence.
Okay.
I just think the stars and the moon aligned or whatever. Now, here's the thing: we may find out because look, stuff that seems what it seems is not what it is, right? It's too many. It's too many cases. Like when Xavier got shot at the White House, I didn't think that was the construction worker.
Yeah.
And then they tied that back in, and all of that. So there's a bunch of other, cases. So I do think that somewhere that part will come back to kind of explain why
Yeah.
my man from Circuit City was was up there. But
Yeah, that to me that's wild. So
uh-huh.
I don't know. Hopefully we'll get some of those loose ends tied up tonight. They answer them questions. But let's get to the meat, the potatoes, man. Dylan. All
Yeah.
this time, you got this kid, just supposed to be with this friendly group of guys that's just survivalists and they come in and they, seem to want to kind of help people get through this thing while protecting themselves at the same time. And everybody's kind of taking their lead from him. And
Hmm.
now it's starting to look like this dude might be Thanos or something.
He's on
And
something.
then come to find out, as this connection with him and Sinatra. I'm gonna let you give me your thoughts on that first.
Okay. Am I tripping? And I could be. Is Dylan her kid? Is that your belief?
But how is it possible? I mean, it's obvious that it is, but how is it possible?
Right. That how is
Because
it that's what has me perplexed because I'm like, yo, y'all had a funeral. Yeah, like how is it and okay, if that's the case,
I know where you're going.
who fooled Sinatra or is Sinatra that cynical? Like is she that far out to where you're going to say, which I don't think it is. I don't think you put your kid out there and just say, "Oh yeah, they'll survive, and then
So
they'll find me back." So
back up,
something is going on, bro.
back up. So how did he die?
He
Do
had
you
a he,
remember?
he had a condition,
We don't
like
know
a
what
rare
kind of
condition,
condition.
if I remember
He
right.
just died, right? The father was there also. Okay.
Yeah.
How old was he when he died?
He hadn't gotten into his teenage years yet, so I
So my question is, he was more than a toddler, but not quite a teenager. My
right.
question is, if that is her child, why did he not remember her? Why did he not recognize her? Right? Or did he know who she was? Do we know who she is? And there's this, something that hadn't been revealed yet. Because I can see how she
Ooh.
may not recognize him because he's older now. He's got a beard, he's a grown man, but that's
Yeah.
your child. she hadn't changed much. You see your mother, it's like, okay, I'm going to recognize this woman. So now it's a lot tonight. I didn't, and I'm glad you told me it came on tonight because I didn't know. I
Mhm.
thought I was going to have to wait another week because I'm late. I'm just getting caught up. So I feel like that's something that's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, to see what kind of answers we get from that, right?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
then, but then you got Xavier and you got Terry, you got the reunion, and they bring in baggage. They
Explain
got
these
baggage.
babies?
Yeah, they got a listen. That's a conversation to have. They got a lot of conversations to have. 3 years worth of catching up to do, right? Am I right on the
You,
timeline? It's 3 years, right?
something like that. Yeah, you bringing babies, you bringing babies. Like we
Yeah,
both
we
bringing
both got we
babies.
got we got babies, and they clearly they're not ours. They're not
Yeah,
no blood relation whatsoever. So
babies.
here's
And how is that gonna happen when you get back? You know,
mhm.
like they gonna find out. You know what? This is the one part. This is the one part that like. There's a lot of stuff like the mailman. He got on my nerves. So,
Man, boy, I was
but
hoping he put him down.
the one thing that I was disappointed in the show, unless it's something I'm missing, and it's gonna change, which is highly possible. Come on, bro. Jane, you can't get taken out by the doctor like that. You
Man,
you
come on.
you snapping people and yeah,
And then they
cutting
did a
people.
backstory too. It's like they did
Yeah.
the backstory showing how she got down and really this what happened?
You walk that shower has gotten people in trouble.
On multiple occasions. And you brought something up earlier too, right?
Yeah.
The doctor, Xavier, ain't nobody forgot. I ain't forgot.
I'm telling you,
And I wasn't
Sinatra
mad
gonna
at him. I would listen.
Sinatra gonna use it against him. Sinatra is going to that thing
So
is
you
gonna
remember
pop
what I
up and
told
Terry
you.
is gonna see it.
So she can use that against him, or Xavier may get a little mercy
How so?
because Xavier is showing up to camp with Sinatra's grandchild, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that grandchild, she would not be able to hold that grandbaby, and because clearly she getting a little more sentimental as the show goes on, right? She's
I knew
she's showing some heart, and he's bringing that baby, and what do? You got the grandchild here now. You know what I'm saying? I
I,
get some mercy. I could have
I
left
knew
this
you
baby
was
over here
gonna
to die.
I knew you was gonna bring up the grandbaby because yeah, we
I
all
mean, that's the
know
only card he got to play.
because we experienced ourselves. We know how our parents are with our kids. So the
Tug on the
grandbabies,
hearts. They tug on the hearts, man. They tug on the hearts.
yeah.
I mean, a lot can be forgiven when you look in the eyes of a child. I mean, come on, man. You know I'm
I
right.
don't know, man. I don't know.
You know I'm
But
right.
last
But they,
episode, what is that? Episode 8 for season 2 is gonna be
yeah.
going down. So I'm gonna watch it. And then I'll have something to say, about it. And then I'll be upset because then we gotta wait until season 3. So if I'm correct, this is the last one. But
I may watch it
check
tomorrow.
it
We
out
got the
if you haven't
Gamecocks tonight. We
already.
got Gamecocks and TCU.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen it and you're like, what are these people talking about? What are these dudes talking about? Get on Hulu. It's two seasons that's out there. Binge watch it. You will not be disappointed, man. Paradise.
Yes, sir.
That's it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk more. As you see, Mo is back. We'll continue to talk about whatever else that's going on in the world, and Mo will find out that I'm right about everything. Don't listen to anything he says. But until then, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. 2 things as always: stay positive and push forward. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.